Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your guy Promzy once again, and in today's video we are talking about Verpflichtungserklärung or formal obligation. Everything you need to know about formal obligation when you're applying for your German student visa. If you're ready for this video, stay tuned. Welcome back guys once again. So my name is Promzy. I'm a Ghanaian based in Germany pursuing my masters at the moment, and on my channel I make videos like this that I give tips to international students who wish to continue their education here in Germany. So if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join the community. So like I said before, in this video I'm talking about formal obligation, or as it's called Verpflichtungserklärung in German. So in the course of this video I'm using these words interchangeably, but it's basically the same thing. Verpflichtungserklärung, formal obligation, they are the same thing. So you know there are three ways to meet the financial requirement when you're applying for your German student visa to come here and study. So the first one is scholarship. When you get a scholarship, you've met the financial requirement. There's no need for you to show any huge amount of money, or you don't need any sponsor because you are coming here as a scholarship student. The second option is to open a block account. I've done series of videos about block accounts. I'm going to put the link in the description below so that you can go and check it. And one of the options, the third option, is formal obligation or Verpflichtungserklärung. What is formal obligation or Verpflichtungserklärung? Basically, Verpflichtungserklärung is when someone who is based in Germany says he or she will cater for you, for your expenses, everything in terms of finance when you come to Germany and continue your education. That means if you have this Verpflichtungserklärung or formal obligation, you do not have to show block account money at the embassy before you come to Germany. So this certificate or contract is a piece of paper, but it's a shining, so it's a contract, tells the embassy that you wouldn't have any financial problem when you come to Germany to continue education. So once you show this to the embassy, you don't have to open any block account or show any form of sponsorship. Once you have this Verpflichtungserklärung, that means you can come to Germany and continue education without any financial problem. So how do you get this Verpflichtungserklärung? The process of getting the formal obligation is done here in Germany. Everything is done here in Germany, and once it's been approved, it's sent to you back home to send it to your embassy. I think you will need your passport data, that's your date of birth, your name, where you are born. That's information on your passport, and sometimes they require to send proof of admission, but most of the time it's just the passport details you need to send to the person who is doing the Verpflichtungserklärung for you here in Germany. So who is eligible to make this formal obligation or Verpflichtungserklärung for a student? The person who is applying for the Verpflichtungserklärung should be able to prove to the immigration office or the Ausländerbehörde here in Germany that he's financially stable and he can add on an extra person without any financial stress on his finance. As in, the person should either be a German or have unbefristet Ausweis or permanent resident permit. If a student apply for Verpflichtungserklärung, it would definitely be rejected because the person staying in Germany is temporary. He or she doesn't have a permanent resident permit, and the amount of money they will require from the person, I doubt any student in Germany can prove to the embassy, to the immigration office, that he could have like 3 times block account in his account. That's too much amount of money. So the person should be a German and should have unbefristet Ausweis or permanent resident permit. What documents are needed when applying for this Verpflichtungserklärung? One, and the most important thing the person applying for the Verpflichtungserklärung has to show to the Ausländerbehörde here in Germany is the work contract. Where is the person working at, and how long is the person's Vertrag? How long is the person's contract? This one has a very big influence on whether or not the Verpflichtungserklärung would be approved. Second on the list is the bank statement. How much the person has in his account at the moment the transaction that passed through his account. Don't know whether or not the person is financially stable. The person's pay slip, how much he gets at the end of the month, and mostly this bank statement and pay slip are for the past 3 months so that they will know whether your source of income is consistent and how much you spend basically in a month. One other question that people ask is how much does this person have to earn at the end of the year in order to have the financial obligation approved. The set amount of the financial obligation hasn't been set. We don't know that it's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. We don't know, but definitely it should be more than the block account. I think it should be like two to three times the block account. And currently the block account is 10,000, over 10,000 euros. But there are other factors that influence this decision, like the person's number of dependents. How many people is the person catering for in Germany? I hope you're enjoying the video you are watching, and if you like the content, you can support my channel by hitting the subscribe button and giving me a thumbs up. Let's get back to it. So one thing that influenced the decision and the approval of the Verpflichtungserklärung is the number of dependents on this person. So for instance, if one person is single and is working at, let's say, firm A, and at the end of the year he or she gets 30,000 euros as the amount of money he gets at the end of the year, and in another instance one is married with 4 kids and he too earns the same amount of money, 30,000 euros. If these two people are applying for Verpflichtungserklärung, obviously to make sense for them to approve for the one who is single, because he has no dependents, every amount of money that comes to his account is for him and him alone. But with the second option, the person has a wife and 3 kids. As in, the person might have the money, but the process might not be approved because they will know that the number of dependents on this particular person is too much, and if he adds on someone else, it will have financial strain on the person. How long does the formal obligation last? Is it for a year, 2, or is it unlimited? So in few cases, I know people who had this formal obligation and there wasn't any expiring date, as in they could reuse this formal obligation over and over and over again, so far as they are in this country and they're applying for visa extension. Once they require for proof of finance, they just show them this formal obligation because there wasn't any expiring date on the formal obligation. But normally it's between 2 to 3 years. That's the duration for education, as in masters in Germany. Probably if you are coming here for your undergrad, then you might get 4 to 5 years, but sometimes if you are lucky, there isn't any expiring date on it and you can use it forever once you remain a student here in Germany. One thing you should know is with the Verpflichtungserklärung, there are 2 types. I think there's a temporary one and one that is for students coming to study in Germany. The one that is required for students is the nachgewiesen. That's the verified Verpflichtungserklärung here in Germany. If you use the normal or the temporal Verpflichtungserklärung to apply for your German visa for studies, you will be refused because there's a temporary one that they make for people who are coming for visit. This is a mistake that can be easily avoided. When you get the Verpflichtungserklärung, when the person who is doing the Verpflichtungserklärung gets the document, he should emphasize and ask the person in charge whether it is the nachgewiesen Verpflichtungserklärung. Does getting the Verpflichtungserklärung means you've gotten your German student visa? Actually, it doesn't mean that you've gotten your visa. But since financial reasons are one of the main reasons why students are being refused visa when they are coming to study in Germany, once you get a Verpflichtungserklärung, you have upper hand than someone who is probably going to look for funds to open a block account or now going to search for scholarship. So no, it doesn't mean that you've gotten your visa, but it's a plus to go to the embassy with the Verpflichtungserklärung. So I was editing the video and I realized I forgot to mention the kind of relationship you have to have with a person who is doing the financial obligation for you. So mostly it's a family relative or a family friend or a friend, because this is legally binding. The person who is signing this financial obligation for you is bound under the law to take care of you. So it's very difficult to find someone or a random person on the street to do the formal obligation for you. I know there are ways around it. People sometimes pay someone to do it for you. But one way or the other, there should be a relationship. You can't show up at the embassy and they ask you what is your relationship with the person who did it for you, and say that there should be a relationship with the person who is doing it for you. Okay guys, so we've come to the end of this video. I hope you find this video very educative and informative. If you did, don't forget to like, share and comment something in the comment section below. Like always, the name is Promzy and I'm signing out. Peace.